relationships with other women except as it relates to the death of Miss Globe. If it has no relationship, you can ask the witness, were you with Mr. Brack on these days? December 11th through 14th, or what, even after the 14th now. And what did you observe about his behavior? And she can state what she observed. She can't, I guess, do much more than that. And we're basically done with this witness based on what you're saying.
And I'll proceed in that fashion.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, let's read this.
All right, please.
Thank you. You may be seated.
All right, may I have a stipulation all 14 jurors are present?
So stipulated.
So stipulated.
Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Weissman, also this is direct examination. Okay, you may proceed.
Thank you. Ms. Garrett, you had a dating relationship with Mr. Brack?
Yes.
You knew that Mr. Brack had dating relationships with other women as well?
Yes.
Including Kajavia Globe?
Yes.
In whose presence you had been with Mr. Brack on more than one occasion, on multiple occasions, correct?
Correct.
All right. In December, early December 2015, did you still have a relationship with Max Brack?
Yes.
And did you visit with him at where he was staying on Fielding Street?
Yes.
Was the visits were friendship, sexual relationship, that sort of thing going on?
Yes.
That occurred over at Fielding Street as well?
Yes.
You and Max continued to be friends even though there were difficulties in your relationship?
Yes.
There come a time on Friday that you spoke or heard from Mr. Brack?
Friday.
Friday, December 11th?
Yes.
And when would that have been?
I first talked to him when I first left school. That was around like noon, and told him I was on my way to where he was at, so we could meet up.
And where were you headed to, and where was he at, as far as you knew?
As far as I knew, he was on Fielding at that moment.
And you went there and did what?
I went there and met up with him, and I picked him up.
What kind of car were you driving?
Black Cadillac.
Is that your car?
No, it was in my father's name.
It's your father's car? You picked him up over at Fielding. Did you go in, or did you wait for...
What time was that?
What time was that?
That had to be around like 12:30.
You weren't keeping actual time. You were just estimating these times.
I'm just estimating because I know I left school early that day.
And where were you going?
After I left Fielding with him, we were going to Sears.
And the reason for going to Sears?
I was working there at the time.
Did you drive there directly? Did you drive, or did Max drive?
I drove there directly.
Does Max ever drive, or are you the only one that drives?
He drives sometimes.
Sometimes he drives. And your purpose of going out to Sears, is that where you were employed?
Yes.
What time did you get out there?
Probably like at 1.
Max seemed particularly nervous or upset about anything that day?
No, he seemed like,
Speculation.
No, it's not speculation. It's a description of a human being's behavior.
But she has to tell what made her come to that conclusion.
Sure.
Okay.
You had an opportunity.
And like I said, this is direct examination, so no leading question.
You had, thank you, Ron. You had an opportunity being in the car and talking with Mr. Brack to observe him, correct?
yes,
Talk about anything that you can remember, or just talking general?
just general talk.
Nothing came up about Kajavia or anything like that?
Not at this point in the day, no.
Could you describe how Mr. Brack was behaving, how he was conducting himself while he was in the car and you folks were going out to the Sears?
He was normal. He was happy. We were just talking. He didn't seem like nothing was wrong.
Sears was located where?
7 Mile of Middlebelt.
You worked there for some time?
Yes.
Do you still?
No.
When you got out there, what time was it? Do you recall?
Like I said, it was probably around like 1 o'clock.
What time did your shift start?
I believe probably like 1:30 because we got there earlier before my shift started.
Did you go immediately into the store, or did you have to go someplace else?
I had to go someplace else.
Where did you have to go?
I went around the corner to my house.
Do you live right near that Sears?
Guess I do.
And what did you have to go back there for?
I had to go back to get my friend's birthday gift.
Anything else?
Nope, just her gift. I can't remember.
And then you had to go back to the store?
Yes.
Did you leave Max at the store?
Yes, I left him at the store because he said he had to use the bathroom.
And then when you came back, what happened?
When I came back, we walked around the store for a minute until my shift started, and then he left.
He left with your car?
Yes.
He used your car while you were working?
Yes.
That was part of the arrangement that you had?
Yes.
For the day? When is the next time you heard from or saw Mr. Brack on Saturday?
When he picked me up from work.
Picked you up from work
Oh, you
about...
said Saturday?
Yeah, Friday.
Okay. When he picked me up from work Friday.
What time did he pick you up? Do you remember?
I got off at 9.
And he was at Sears. Did he have an appointed place where he picked you up at?
Yes, he picked me up in the back of the store.
How did he appear to you when he picked you up?
He was fine. He was happy. And we had plans to go out for my friend's birthday that night.
And did you do that?
Me and him still went out, but she had canceled her birthday plans.
She canceled the birthday plans, so you and Max still went out?
Yes.
And where did you go?
We went to J. Alexander's.
You went to J. Alexander's to eat?
Yes.
Have some drinks there as well?
I did. I don't think he did.
About what time were you there at J. Alexander's?
Probably 9:30, 10 o'clock, somewhere in there.
You stayed there for a while, and then where did you go?
After that, we ended up going to a hotel.
Which hotel did you go to?
The Victory Inn.
And where is that?
That's on Telegraph in Redford.
Just you and Max went there?
Just me and Max.
What was the plan?
The plan was just, we wanted to spend the night together.
Who paid for it?
I did.
Not relevant. Let's move on. Let's get this time frame right.
All right. So you're spending the night there, enjoying each other's company.
Well, she hasn't testified that they spent the night. She said that was the purpose of going there.
Did you spend the whole night there?
Yes.
Max got a telephone call at some point during the night?
Yes.
Do you know who he was talking to?
It was Kajavia's family members.
Do you know which one in particular? Or who?
In particular, I believe it was her mother.
What was Max's reaction to that conversation?
He was kind of shocked by what the mother was saying.
What did you understand was being said?
Objection,
That-
Your Honor.
It goes to the state of mind of this defendant and what his reaction
All
was.
right, but she's not talking to the, we can ask these questions. Was she talking on the telephone, or could she hear the conversation?
Sure.
Okay.
Were you talking on the telephone as well to who you thought was Kajavia's mother?
No.
But could you hear what was going on?
Yes, I could hear her screaming on the phone.
And what was she screaming on the phone?
That Nusi was missing.
Nusi was missing?
Yes.
Do you understand who Nusi was?
Yes.
That was Kajavia's nickname?
Yes.
What was Max's response, if you recall?
He was surprised. He seemed shocked.
How so? How did he behave?
He was like, I haven't seen her, basically, and that was basically it. He was just shocked and surprised.
Then what happened? Were there many phone calls or just one? How did that work?
In my presence, it was just that one.
And then did he leave or did he stay? What happened after that?
He left.
About what time of the morning was that?
It had to be between 2 or 3 in the morning.
We're talking now early Saturday morning, right?
Yes.
Do you know where he went?
He said he went to Fielding.
Objection. Sustain.
Thank you.
You stayed at the hotel and he came back eventually?
Yes.
When did he come back?
He came back like an hour later.
Did he say anything to you?
He talked to me a little bit about the conversation he had
With?
Kajavia's mother.
And what did he say?
Objection, Your Honor.
It's his state of mind.
It's hearsay.
It is his state of
Why
mind.
is her state of mind?
His state of
Really?
mind.
No.
What he says
No.
expresses his concern, his understanding of what's
She has to
happening.
say that. She has to say that. But she can't testify to his state of mind in any case.
All I'm asking her to testify about is what she heard him
But she
say.
can't testify to his state of mind. She can testify to what she saw, but she cannot testify to his state of mind.
What did you see about Mr. Brack when he returned to the Victory Inn motel?
He was just kind of distraught and still surprised at the phone call still.
And then what did you folks do?
After he got back, we stayed at the room for a while. Then we left later that morning at checkout time.
To do what?
What time was that you left?
It was probably I probably left around like 8 or 9
In the morning.
in the morning.
All right.
And where did you go?
After that, I took him back to Fielding. Then after that, I headed back towards my house.
Did you stop at Fielding at all, go in, do anything like that, or just drop him off?
I just dropped him off.
Did you see Max again on Saturday?
Yes.
When?
It was Saturday afternoon.
About what time?
Probably back around like noon.
What were the circumstances of seeing him again?
I came over there to meet him. He was gonna drop me off back at work again Saturday, but I ended up going in and telling him I didn't want to be there that day. I came back out to the car.
You told them that you didn't want to work that day. What was the reason for that?
I just didn't feel like being at work, and I thought he needed me by his side more.
And so you stayed with Max.
Yeah.
And where did you folks go?
We just stayed around in the city. I know we went to his cousin's house for a while.
Just drove around the city, did things?
Yeah.
When, how long were you together on Saturday afternoon?
We were together most of the day.
Was he on the telephone? Could you hear him talking to different people?
I know he was talking to his grandma throughout the day, and I don't really remember nobody else besides that. And we also stopped at a police station as well.
Stopped at a police station for what purpose?
So he could talk to the detective or something. He talked to somebody.
He went in to talk to somebody at the police station?
Yeah.
Did you take him home or did you leave?
No, I sat in the parking lot.
Did you see him afterwards?
Yeah, when he came out, yeah.
How did he appear to you when he came out?
Perfectly fine.
Then what happened?
Then after that, we drove around and we stayed together for a while. And that was it.
And then what?
And then, yeah. Then we went back to Fielding, and we also, well, I had to go to the bathroom at Fielding, so he dropped me off at the house. I went to the bathroom, and he linked up with somebody to get flyers to pass out.
You got flyers to pass out for Kajavia?
Yes.
What time did you leave Fielding?
I left Fielding probably around like 9, 10 at night. It was later in the night.
Did you see Max again or hear from Max again that night, Saturday night?
Not Saturday night after I left.
Not Saturday night after you left.
No.
What about Sunday?
Yes, I saw him.
When did you see Max on Sunday?
Around like 8 o'clock. I left work early and met up with him.
Sunday night you met up?
Yes.
After the body was found, after Kajavia's body was found, did you still see Max?
That Monday, yeah.
After that,
Yeah, we stayed in contact.
have you been in contact throughout?
Throughout what?
Throughout the investigation until he was finally arrested?
Yes.
Do you ever say anything or do anything that indicated to you that he was involved in this?
No,
Anything?
nothing.
One second. No further questions, thank you.
Cross. Yes, please. You've had contact with the defendant since his arrest.
Yes.
Now, this is, you've known him for 3 years?
Almost 3 years. It'll be 3 years in January.
How long have you been dating over that period of 3 years? On and off?
Probably within like 3-4 months within. So,
Sorry.
Witness, I need you to speak up a little louder. Is that microphone on?
yeah, I think so. Can you hear me?
Barely.
Are they trying to turn it on? Oh, okay. Okay. Within probably like 3-4 months within us meeting, we started dating.
And you live in Livonia.
Yes.
You work in Livonia.
Currently, no, I don't work in
Well,
Livonia.
in
But
December
then,
2015.
yeah.
The years where you worked was in Livonia.
Yes.
So you would leave school, drive to the west side of Detroit, and drive back to Livonia to go to work?
Yes.
And while you were at work, the defendant would drive your car wherever, parts or no?
Not all the time, but sometimes, yes.
Well, when you picked him up and then drove yourself to work, he would leave with your car, yes?
Yes.
Now, on December 11, 2015, are you sure you got off 9 and not 7:30 or 8?
I'm sure.
What time did you get to J. Alexander's?
Probably around, like I said, 9:30.
That's in Livonia, right?
Yes.
How much did you have to drink?
I had 1 martini.
1 martini?
Yes.
And Mr. Brack didn't have anything?
No.
The Victory Inn, where you live in room. What city was that in?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
What city was that in?
I believe that was Redford.
So you went from Livonia all the way to Redford to rent a room?
Yes.
No hotels closer?
Argument.
What time was this phone call that you heard between Mr. Brack and Ms. Globe's mother?
Like I said, it was around 2 or 3 in the morning.
And you only heard one call?
I only heard 1 call.
After Mr. Brack left and then returned to the hotel room, what did you guys do?
We stayed in the hotel room for a minute, and then around like 8, 9, we left.
What time did he come back?
He came back probably around like 4. He's gone for like almost an hour.
So what did y'all do between 4 and 8?
We stayed in the room.
What did you do in the room?
I don't think that's it. I'm serious.
Okay,
I'm
you're
serious about this. Both of you boys. Okay?
Now, you said
Now,
on
unless it has something to do with this case, we move on.
I'm looking on your.
Okay?
On Saturday, December 12th, you drive to Mr. Brack's, well, where Mr. Brack is staying on Fielding?
Yes.
That's 18532 Fielding?
Yes.
You familiar with that location?
Yes.
Did you go in or did he just come out?
He didn't come out because he was in the car with me. I dropped him off.
At noon?
When we left the hotel room, I dropped him off, and that was like early in the morning.
I know, I believe you testified also on direct that you met up with him at noon.
Oh, yeah, I came back later that day.
Did you go in the house or did he come out?
He came out.
And where did you guys go?
We once again went back to my job at Sears, 7 and Meadow Belt.
How long were you in Livonia?
We weren't there that long. Because when I got there, like I said, I wanted to work and told him, you know, I don't feel like working today. And I came back out. So maybe a half an hour, if that.
And then you went back to Detroit?
Yes.
Where did you go?
Like, we drove around the city. We stopped around at the police station as well, so he could talk to, I don't know who he talked to. He talked to somebody there.
What time did you go to the police station? This is on December 12th, right? Saturday.
Yes.
What time?
Sometime in the afternoon. I'm not sure what time.
It's still daylight?
Yes.
And you waited in the car?
Yes.
Now, you were not with the defendant when he went to get flyers, is that correct?
No.
Who drove your car?
Yes, he drove my car.
Did you take a flyer?
No.
And you left at 9 or 10,
Yes.
ultimately? At p.m.? p.m.
Yes.
Yes. And you didn't see the defendant until the evening on Sunday?
Yes.
Any point in time in your relationship did the defendant ever tell you he was never going to leave Kajavia alone?
I don't know the relevance of that either.
Can we approach?
Yes. After our sidebar discussions, prosecution may continue.
Ms. Garrett,
Yes.
did Mr. Brack ever tell you that he was never going to leave Kajavia alone?
When?
Did he ever tell you that?
Yes.
Not further, Your Honor.
You don't want to know when?
No.
I
I know when.
I want to know when. When did he tell you that?
Probably like when we first started dating. That was like maybe a year ago.
Maybe December 2014.
Yeah.
Okay. Any redirect?
Kajavia say to you that she wasn't going to leave Maxwell?
No.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions for this witness?
None to the people.
All right. You may step down. Next witness.
Brandis Turner, please.
we have the witness, the attorney's approach, please?
Give me 1 second, Ms. Turner.
All right.
Step this way, Ms. Turner.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in a matter now pending before this court to be the truth, so help you God?
Defense, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your name, please.
Miranda Swillette Turner.
You're a friend of Max Brack's.
Yes.
You've known him a long time.
Yes.
How long have you known him?
I've known him for 12 years.
Were you schoolmates?
We met through a mutual friend.
Does that mean that you were schoolmates?
My best friend was...
Were you schoolmates?
No, we weren't schoolmates.
Okay. Listen.
Where did you folks meet?
We met at his house.
Did you remain friends over the years?
No.
On and off?
On and off, yes.
That's what I meant. Did you develop a romantic relationship with Mr. Brack?
Yes.
Over the years?
Yes.
On and off from time to time?
Yes.
Did you know that he had romantic relationships with other women as well?
Yes.
And that was part of the problem in your relationship?
Yes.
Going to December 2015, were you romantically involved with Mr. Brack at that time?
Yes.
Did you visit him at all at the home on Fielding?
Yes.
You knew Emily Shepard,
I knew of her.
but didn't know her.
I didn't know her.
But you went to that house, and you were there with Max.
Yes.
Would it be fair to say that you folks were struggling with your relationship, trying to make it work? Is that what was going on?
During what period of time?
During the period of time in December of 2015.
I wouldn't say we were struggling.
What would you say?
I would say that we were getting things back on track, but I wouldn't say it was struggling.
I see. Getting things back on track. Do you know whether Max was still seeing Kajavia then?
No.
You didn't know.
No.
December 11th, that Friday, you worked?
Yes.
Where do you work?
I work at the Meyer in Northfield.
Did you speak to Mr. Brack that day?
Yes.
When?
I believe it was early in the day while I was at work.
Speaking about what?
We was just talking about what we were going to do for the weekend, getting plans together to meet up, see each other.
Just a friendly conversation.
Give it time.
Yes.
I want
thought
to say it was like the afternoon, like maybe around 12, because it was like on my lunch break.
On Friday, December 11th.
Yes.
Did you see each other that day?
No.
Just talk to each other?
Yeah.
More than one time?
I think I talked to him again that day on another one of my breaks. But we text messaged on and off that whole entire day.
Some point in time, did you hear from Max on Friday about anything about Kajavia? Any conversation
No,
about
he
Kajavia?
texted me like about 11 p.m. that night saying what's up, but I was asleep by then because I had to be to work the next day at 6:45.
So it was just a what's up text
Yeah,
late that night.
yeah.
Did you have contact with Mr. Brack on Saturday?
Not physical, just over the phone.
And did anything come up about Kajavia?
Yes.
What came up?
Well, he told me that, have I been watching the news or been on Facebook, and that's when he told me she was missing.
How did he seem to you when he told you that?
When he told me, he seemed very sad.
Why do you say that? What was it about him that seemed that way?
Well, the tone of his voice was different, you know. It was, you could tell he was sad about it.
Then what happened? What did you do after that conversation?
We had planned to meet each other on that following Sunday, which was the next day.
And did you?
No.
Did you talk to him that following day?
Yes.
What was the topic of conversation when you talked to him on Sunday?
We talked a little bit about her being missing. He, you know, expressed to me that he was upset about it and that, you know, that he hoped that she came home and stuff. And we were going to meet up that day with his cousin and her boyfriend, and we was going to go have dinner. And something happened with his cousin, so we ended up not meeting up. But he was supposed to take me to work that following Monday.
Monday morning?
Yes.
Did he?
No, because he woke up late and I had to be to work at 6:45 again.
Did you talk to him throughout at all on the day, Monday?
Yeah, we talked on Monday.
When?
We talked, I want to say, that morning. And we communicated through text message. And then I talked to him again after I got off of work, which was like, I want to say about 3 o'clock.
Did you see him?
Yes.
Did he say anything about Kajavia when you saw him?
Yes.
What did he say?
He was saying that they still haven't, or I believe he told me that they found her car, and that, but they still haven't found her. When I met up with him, he had flyers where he had been passing out flyers and stuff.
Is there anything about his behavior that made you think he knew where she was?
No.
What time did you see him on Monday?
I believe it was about, because I got off of work at 3 and I went home to change, so I want to say maybe between 3:30 and 4.
Okay.
Any further contact with him? Any other contact with him on Monday?
I was with him for like a couple of hours. We were talking and stuff about how to get our relationship back on track, stuff like that.
On Monday?
On Monday.
What time was that?
About, I'd say maybe like 4:30ish.
Is this before you heard anything about discovering Kajavia Globe's body?
Yes.
Did he say anything to indicate that he knew anything about this to you?
No.
Then when did you see him next?
You talking about after Monday?
Yeah.
It's probably about the next week is when I seen him.
Would you follow social media regarding this incident?
To be honest, not really, but it's not really hard to not follow it when it pops up on your timeline from other people.
Do you see Max being accused?
Yes.
By family members?
Yes. Family members, everybody, the whole world.
The whole world?
Yes.
Did you ever have a domestic violence problem with Mr. Brack?
No,
Ever?
not at all.
Okay. Thank you.
How many times had you been to the house on Kennedy?
Quite a lot.
Can you give us a number?
I say over 10 times.
But you had never actually met Emily Shepard?
No.
You were aware that she lived there?
From my knowledge, no.
So you did not know Emily Shepard and the defendant lived together at the Fielding location?
I knew that she lived there at a point in time, but I was told that she didn't live there anymore.
Who told you that?
Mr. Brack.
When did he tell you that?
When me and him first started back talking in the end of September.
Would that be 2015?
2015, sorry.
Thank you. Now, you've already told us that you were not aware that Mr. Brack had rekindled his relationship with Ms. Globe. Is that correct?
Yes.
Were you aware if he was seeing anybody else?
No.
Did you have any contact with Mr. Brack on Friday other than by phone?
No.
So you have no idea what he did on Friday and whether or not he did it with anyone else?
I know he was telling me that he was going to a birthday.
Lawyer, she said that she didn't have any contact other than telephone, so let's move on. We need to get to the point quickly. This trial has been taking too long to conclude. Let's move on.
December 12th. It was just phone contact again, right?
Yes.
And even though he expressed concern about Ms. Globe meeting, he still took the time to make some plans with you, correct?
Yes.
And on Sunday, you guys talked about her being missing, correct?
Yes.
And then made dinner plans.
Yes.
I'm sorry, what day again was that you guys talked about getting your relationship on track?
That was Monday.
And that was the 14th?
Yes.
And when you came into contact with the defendant at about 3:30 of floor, he still had flyers?
Yes.
Nothing further.
You need to read the record.
No reading.
All right, thank you, ma'am. You may step down. Let's do
If I can have one.
Okay, let's take about a 5-minute break.
All right, please.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Where is he? Did he step out? Are we doing closing arguments around